Hello dear chess friends and welcome to our new video. This time I present the game I'll play on internet against some Russian player. 5 minutes blitz game with no increment, and game was started with my favorite initial move, knight c3. Okay, he took, it made the response to some openings. I take. On f6, idea is if he takes, okay, bishop c4 to see if my opponent will allow me to exchange queens. Bishop d6, everything goes smoothly. And my dear chess friends, here I must stop. That is very big mistake. Allow my opponent, that is absolutely strategically winning position for white. Why? His pawn majority on king side is sterile and he cannot create passed pawn on the king side. On the queen side, same time, I have majority which may result in creating passed pawn. So black is practically with pawn down, and if you're pawn down, you should not trade pieces, especially queens. Furthermore, he should go for opening the position because he has one extra open file. He has D and D, two open files. I have only one open file, and that's one more reason he should keep queens on the board, or to keep, let's say precisely, major pieces on the board. Rook e1, I'm ready to trade everything. He must not take on e2 because b3 I will trap his bishop. Game is strategically lost. What should I do? To exchange all pieces and to win in the endgame. I need to trade mostly major pieces, rooks, because only with rooks he may go for some counterplay. Okay, everything goes smoothly. Now I will probably go for doubling or maybe trading rooks. So that's, let's trade the rook, that's my favor. Okay, king d2, that guy doesn't understand the concept of playing with majority. Now I will realize my advantage with knight against the bishop. If I play endgame with bishop against bishop, maybe he can set all pawns on dark and hold barrier. This time, after I take with bishop and I offer exchange, he's practically forced to take. Otherwise, I will just advance my pawns on the queen side. His king will be cut off with an easy win. Game is absolutely winning, and there is nothing he can do. Now I threaten maybe knight d3 with knight c5, but I would rather put that knight on c3 to support d5. Okay, I will just play g3 on the king side, setting all pawns on dark, and everything would be safe. What would he do? a4, no problem for me. I would do a5, okay. If a3, b4, he will trade everything, but I want to play a4 with idea b4 to take that pawn. After he plays b6, just knight b3, knight c1, knight b3, and game would be lost. Now, I'm just naturally go for keeping everything okay. If he plays king d6, now I can play c5 and pawn on a5 will go on, or I can just wait for him. Now the question, if I play a5, he plays c5. So I will play c5 here to close his bishop. King d5, expected move. No king d5, okay. This time I will just set my nut to some proper spot. Let's say there. Okay. Setting pawns on light, that is bad. I will play f4 to fix it. Or maybe I will not. If he plays f6, f4, take, he will play g5. Now I can just take or wait. Question is what to do. I decided rather to wait. So king c4, I would transfer king to queen side, to the king side to attack that pawns. Now after that I can go for fixation, but it's better to go for fixation this way. I attack the pawn. Oh, check. That means nothing. Okay, now I just take that pawn with the tempo and game is over. If he takes my pawn, knight e6, pawn g7 falls. one of the easiest wins in my chess career. So black is lost since move 6, I think. So, my dear chess friends, I hope you learned the lesson. Never trade pieces, especially major pieces, if you have double pawns, which cannot induce in creating majority, in creating passed pawn. Now I can just take, and now you can learn the rule of 7. If your pawns are on 5th rank, with two squares between them, 5 is number of rank, 2 squares is number of square between, 5 plus 2 equals 7. If you get 7 or more, that pawns are unstoppable by opponent, cannot be stopped by opponent king. So even if my king is on h1, I will win the game. So my opponent finally resigned. What I want is once again to remind you, to warn you about very important thing happened in the game. So that is the moment. After bishop d6, queen e2, he should go for bishop e7. That will be better, but of course that is waste of time. So after bishop c4, he should go for bishop e7, and that would be natural. Right now, after bishop d6, that is just last position after queen e2, queen e7. So strategically that is lost. The last chance for him after d4 bishop is to play bishop e6, and after bishop d3 it would be bad for me to play d6, d5 because that pawn will be exposed. So after bishop e6, bishop d3 to try with c4 to c5. I will play knight e2, and looks like black will have some counterplay. I must play precisely to convert, but still that is dominant position for me. After he played bishop d6, wasting time once again, game is absolutely already lost because he never can play c5 again. Even if he plays, there are not enough pieces on the board which may be helpful for black to build some counterplay. I hope, dear chess friends, you could learn this game, you could enjoy that game, and you could learn something. So don't trade pieces, especially major pieces, especially queens, if you have some such desperately weak pawn structure. Black is practically pawn down. If you're pawn down, trade pawns, not pieces. Once again, thank you, and see you soon with new material. Bye bye.